Ladies and gentlemen, Scouts of all ages, welcome to Catalina Council's Good Scout Awards celebration.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 21st Annual Good Scout Awards. This great fundraising event organized by the construction industry over 20 years ago recognizes great community leaders while raising vital funds for the Catalina Boy Scout Council. And today is our first ever virtual event. I'm your MC, Alan Caith, aka Big Al from KEGA 9 on Your Sides. Good morning, Tucson. I'm a proud scouting supporter, father of an eagle. I'll be your host and guide through this virtual gathering. We want to recognize these great community leaders, and I'll give you a little bit of a tour of our local Catalina Council. Behind me, you'll see their service center on Broadway Boulevard in Tucson. The Service Center was acquired in November 2016 from the Community Foundation of Southern Arizona, one of many service centers throughout our 100-plus year history. Please join us in our opening ceremony, performed by Scouts from Catalina Council.
Practically from the beginning of time, man has used symbols to express hope, ideals, and love of his own nation. Our flag represents the ideals of science, commerce, and agriculture. It symbolizes the sacrifices made by men and women for the future of America. It stands for your home and everything and everyone you hold dear. I light the red candle, which is the symbol of the red in our flag, and stands for hardiness and valor, and symbolizes the lifeblood of brave men and women.
I light the white, which is the symbol of purity and innocence, and symbolizes the white of our flag.
I light the blue candle, which is the symbol of perseverance and justice, and symbolizes the eternal blue of the heavens.
The stars in our flag represent states. They indicate that the heights of achievement for our nation are limitless, as the heavens above us.
Won't you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We also begin most meetings with the Scout Oath and Law. We have some great Scouts who will lead us. Imagine a world where every business or organization meeting began this way.
Will you please join me in the Scout Oath and Scout Law? On my honor,
I will do my best
To do my duty,
To God and my country,
and to obey the Scout Law,
to help other people at all times,
to keep myself physically strong
mentally awake,
and morally straight. A scout is trustworthy,
loyal,
helpful,
friendly,
courteous,
kind,
obedient,
cheerful,
thrifty, brave,
clean,
and reverent.
Hi, I'm now standing at Camp Lawton, high atop Mount Lemmon in the Coronado National Forest. Did you know the camp was named after James Lawton? He was an early Council BSA president and president of the Rotary Club of Tucson. The camp is celebrating their 100th anniversary this year. That's a lot of campfires, a lot of memories. Here's to 100 more. It's a pleasure to be here with you virtually today as we recognize 4 outstanding leaders in our community: Humberto Lopez, Bill and Brad Lloyd, and Jack Clements. Thank you for supporting them and the Catalina Council of the Boy Scouts of America. All funds raised today will stay right here in Southern Arizona and be used to grow the scouting program. The Catalina Boy Scout Council, like all of us this past year, has dealt with the disruption caused by the COVID pandemic. In addition, the Bighorn Fire shut down Camp Lawton operations for over 4 months. Through it all, the Scouts followed their motto, "Be prepared," by adapting and overcoming obstacles to continue their program. They learned how to hold Zoom troop meetings. They held a virtual camporee and a cub Pinewood Derby. They developed den meetings in a box for leaders and their families. They organized a first ever virtual week-long summer camp where kids camped in their own backyards. They performed drive-through style advancement and award evenings. They held outdoor, socially distant courts of honor. They contributed over 23,000 hours of community service. They celebrated 50 years of Double V Scout Ranch operation with a build day by the Southern Arizona Builders Alliance. And we had our first 2 female Eagle Scouts in our class of 115 Eagles. Quite the year, despite the pandemic. Now, I'd like you to meet a life scout, Colby, from Troop 007, who will share his scouting experience with us.
I joined the Cub Scouts when I was 7 years old as a Wolf Scout. I'm Colby. I'm in Troop and Crew 007. Scouting has impacted my life by giving me skills that I will use throughout my life and definitely built me as the person I am today. There are lots of camps that you go to, such as Camp Lawton, which is in Mount Lemmon, and then there's a camp called Camp Geronimo up in Payson. One trip that I went on was High Adventure, which was part of Crew. We went to Northern Tier, which was in the boundary waters of northern Minnesota, where our crew did 125 miles. One of my scouting mentors was our old scoutmaster, Mr. Van Vessem. He's definitely helped not only me, but other scouts with their ranks and with their awards and the camps and just everything. And another one would be, I guess, just all of the adults really that have been part of the troop and helping out. For my Eagle project, I'm going to be building decks for the ducks at Fort Lowell Park. We'll also be rebuilding all of the huts and the homes for the ducks. I will definitely go through the age requirements of scouts and maybe even be one of the leaders and help out definitely other scouts to have the same experiences that I had. During COVID, during the pandemic, it has really changed because instead of going to classes, you had to do online. And so I did a total of 67 online merit badges through the pandemic. It's really helped me to cope with not really being social with people. Scouting has taught me how to serve my community, respect the flag, and be a good American. It has taught me teamwork and leadership skills that I will use all my life. In Scouting, I've built lifelong friendships and shared amazing experiences with others. I have had incredible experiences and opportunities that some kids my age will never have. Scouting has made a difference in my life by giving me skills I will use throughout it, and I've had a lot of fun along the road. I am proud to be a Boy Scout, and I will be one forever.
Thank you, Colby. What a great example of the scouting program. Good luck with your Eagle Scout project. Next, please welcome Paige Draper, Senior Account Executive at Pioneer Title Agency and our new committee chair for the Good Scout Awards Committee. She has a special recognition to give out today.
I want to thank all of you for supporting this event, and in particular, I want to thank the Good Scout Committee for organizing this most unusual 2020-2021 event. A special thanks to our honorees who stayed with us as we first canceled, postponed, and finally went with a virtual to pull this event off. I also want to recognize at this time longtime Chair Christy Lee for her efforts to make this a successful event over the last decade.
Thank you, Paige, for that warm welcome. It was very easy to be a part of such a dynamic group of individuals that made up the committee, and all of those that are in the audience, all the past honorees, and all the work that's been done in this community. To get to chair the event, to grow it from what it was at 100 attendees to over 425 at our last in-person event, it's been a thrill and an honor to be a part of it. I would not have had that accomplishment without such a dynamic committee, long-standing members like Tom Kittle, Angie Ziegler, just to name a couple. My grandfather, being the original commissioner for the Catalina Boy Scouts, is where my heart lays and will always be, so it was easy to be a part of the Scout tradition. I want to thank all of the committee members again for their support. Paige for taking over this opportunity as the new chair, and all of the past honorees for all of their countless hours and support in helping to grow this event to what it is. Congratulations to all of the honorees, and thank you again.
Thank you, Paige and Christy. We appreciate all you and the committee do. Each Good Scout honoree over the past 20 years has been celebrated here for their accomplishments and integrity. All who have been honored have had a big impact on our community and on Scouting. Our first presentation is to our Good Scout Award honoree, Jack Clements. Jack is president of the Arizona operations at Hub International Insurance Services and was very surprised to learn of his honor. As he told the committee, he is much more comfortable helping in the background than in being honored out front. That mindset of service comes from his Kansas upbringing and from his earning the Eagle Scout badge. In the last few years, he has become very active on the Catalina Council Board of Directors, serving as the nominating committee chair and as the key mover in securing an Angels Charities grant to build camp shelters at Camp Lawton. Please watch this video prepared in Jack's honor.
I consider Jack a true pillar of our community. Jack's a champion for nonprofits serving the children of the region, a philanthropist, and a tireless supporter of Tucson's business community. Jack's long list includes life member of the Tucson Conquistadors, life member of the Centurions, San Miguel High School, Ronald McDonald House, Casa de los Niños, Youth on Their Own, the list goes on. And of course, he's a board member of the Catalina Council for Boy Scouts of America and a lifelong Eagle Scout. Jack Clements is the president and founder of the Clements Agency, which has served the region's business community for the past 20 years, and more recently, president of the Arizona operations for Hub International. Now, the first time we worked together was on the GTEC board almost 20 years ago, which at the time was the region's economic development agency. Since then, we both served on the Tucson Metro Chamber, the DM50, and I've seen firsthand how dedicated Jack is to the business community. One part of Jack's story that I really admire was that he played halfback at Notre Dame for the legendary football coach Ara Parsegan, along with quarterback Joe Theismann. Jack was on the team that was portrayed and really immortalized in the movie Rudy. He was also an academic success and graduated with a degree in accounting. And then after college, he went to work for Big 8 accounting firms in LA first, and then came to Tucson back in 1976 and started his own insurance agency 24 years later. I really think that the Notre Dame experience helped shape Jack's tremendous success in business, community, and most importantly, as a dedicated family man. Devoted husband to his college sweetheart, Carol, proud father to sons Sean and Jim, who are also VPs at the Clements Agency, and now the enjoyment of being a grandfather. For his years of dedicated service and his drive to help those less fortunate in our community, at the top of the list is a project of the Catalina Council of the Boy Scouts. A few years ago, Jack was invited on a tour of Camp Lawton Boy Scout Camp, which is located up on Mount Lemmon. As he was taking the tour, it occurred to Jack that the entire camp needed a major upgrade. So at the time, the camp had some cheap plywood platforms for the Scouts. The solution: the camp needed 120 Adirondack cabins. The Adirondack is a small building with room for 2 bunks. The materials cost for each cabin is $1,500. Jack enlisted banker Mike Hanley, and the two of them went on a fundraising crusade across the entire community. He went on to raise money for a total of 38 cabins. Then, Jack made the appeal to Angel Charity for Children, who contributed the remaining funds needed, bringing the total to 120 cabins. This type of tenacity and passion is also why Jack is such a success in business.
Jack is a local citizen who I happen to meet through a business relationship. which turned into a professional relationship. And as usual, it turned into a fundraising relationship. But Jack is a product of Kansas, Catholic education. He's the proud father of 2 boys, married to his wife, Carol. I met him because he took over our relationship with a local accounting firm, Rodden, Krause & Collins, and I think Coopers & Lybrand, who Jack went to work for out of college. They'd sent him here to build a business. One of the ways is to acquire a local firm. Jack did that. I can tell you they did a great job for our company doing our audit work. I never had to worry about much of the accounting side because they took care of it for me. In fact, now our corporate office does. Jack then left that firm and started a new career, kind of midlife. You got to admire someone that's willing to take that leap of faith. He went to work for a local insurance agency, and then a short time after that, he started his own insurance agency, built it to one of the most successful in our community. Now it's statewide, and I know how proud he must be of Sean and Jim because they're kind of the future of that agency for Jack. They've just done a great job. And Jack was quick to point out that he's got 2 boys, and they've given him 4 granddaughters. He's kind of proud of that. Well, I think what he did for San Miguel, I think that's above and beyond. Not only did he personally help the insurance company he represented to make sure they knew about this program, but he made sure it was known throughout the state. So even to me, so he wouldn't write my insurance, but he said, you make damn sure that the person who write my insurance is aware of this program and that they're making sure that the companies that you're placing your insurance with know about this program. In our state, it's raised millions to help underprivileged kids get a great education. It wouldn't have happened without Jack Clements.
Jack Clements, I've known him for over 25 years, and he is one of those people that gives of his time and his money so freely and to support our community. He's a wonderful businessman. He's a man of great ethics and hardworking. He's a person that you can talk to, you can go to support your organization, or just if you have a question and need some help. He always will find time for people. Jack is one of those people that is a mentor of mine, but he doesn't know it, so keep it a secret. But Jack is one of those people that he has a balance in life. He is an amazing family man. He's an amazing professional in his own profession, and he's an amazing member of our community and tireless worker in our community. What has struck me most important is that Jack is such a dedicated husband and father. Carol, his wife, has had some health issues, and because of that, Jack really had to stand up, and he did, unwaveringly. He has worked so hard to keep their relationship strong and to make sure that she is well cared for and loved. And it comes from the heart. It shows loyalty. It shows such dedication and love. His patience, his compassion, and his love and his loyalty just comes through every day. So I observe him, and I hope someday to be like him. The Boy Scouts of America is one of his near and dear organizations. And I just learned this week that Jack was an Eagle Scout, and he just happened to mention it off the cuff. Well, here's something that I think is truly momentous in a young person's life, and he never bothered to tell me this after 25 years of knowing him and having coffee every morning with him. This is really a wonderful award, and quite frankly, I'm surprised that you were able to get him, because typically Jack turns down these kinds of recognition. He doesn't want the limelight. He's just happy to support and be there to help an organization. So congratulations, Boy Scouts of America, for actually twisting his arm and getting him to get this award. Jack, you're a dear friend. I'm so surprised that you would actually accept any award and recognition in the community because you're such a humble guy. But I am so proud of you. I'm so glad that you're taking this award, and I wish you the best always, and congratulations.
Jack, congratulations on this very well-deserved honor. Thank you for your unwavering dedication and commitment to our community, and thank you for your friendship.
Jack, congratulations on receiving the Good Scout Award. I still remember the day you called me. You all maybe you were redoing the cabins for the Scouts up on Mount Lemmon. And I think you made me remodel a couple of them. So for what you've done in our community, Jack, and the way you've handled yourself, there's no one I can think of that deserves the Good Scout Award more than you, my friend. Congratulations.
On behalf of the Boy Scouts of America, it is our honor and privilege to present Jack with the Good Scout Award. I will now let Jack say a few words.
I want to say that I'm very honored to be receiving this award today, and I really am quite at a loss to figure out why I'm here. But if there are some good reasons, they probably have to do with the traits and behaviors that were taught to me while I was a youth and involved in scouting. I was blessed to be able to participate in scouting from the Cub Scout level through the earning of this award, my Eagle Scout Award, which I am very proud of throughout my entire life. I think that scouting is extremely important to the youth of our country today as it was back in those days. And since this is a fundraiser for the Catalina Council, I would really encourage all of you to be supportive of the Catalina Council. We know that scouting is somewhat in battle in these days, and we need to be standing behind the leaders and the youth of our country. Thank you very much for this honor. It means a lot to me.
Jack, thank you for everything. I'm now back in Tucson and standing at the Double V Scout Ranch, as you can see behind me, where we have desert foothill camping at its finest. Vern and Virginia Furrow secured the BLM patent and donated this land to Catalina Council in 1970. The Ramada Grande and several of the campsites with Ramadas were built soon after. Many of the early cooking ovens in the Ramadas had piped in natural gas. Let's recognize our next honorees, the distinguished citizens, Bill and Brad Lloyd. Bill and Brad are the owners of Lloyd Construction. They have a special connection with Camp Lawton, as we saw in this last segment. Their fathers and the company's first job was to pour the concrete foundation for our ADA restroom. In 2019, Lloyd Construction celebrated their 50th year of business. They have a history of service and leadership in the community, with Brad serving as state chair of the Arizona Builders Alliance in 2019. Bill says they have a passion for schools and churches, having completed over 260 school projects in southern Arizona. Please turn your attention to the video prepared in the Lloyd's honor.
Bill and Brad Lloyd are two brothers from a great family who love the Lord, love their families, love their employees, and have an incredible impact on the city of Tucson and surrounding areas. Professionally, Bill and Brad own Lloyd Construction, which is one of the oldest construction companies in Tucson and one of the most respected. Well, my wife and I moved here in 1976 to go to work at Grace Christian School, and Bill and Brad were students there at the time. It was really an honor and a privilege to coach them, to teach them for quite a few years, and then watch them grow up and then take over their dad's business when he passed away. Bill and Brad are probably two of the most competitive young men I ever coached. It took quite a while to help them understand that winning wasn't the only thing and the most important thing, that there were other things that were just as important to learn. I believe they learned that before they went on from the school that I was teaching them at. I would say personally, I look at Bill and Brad as the sons I never had. Since the mid-'80s, I began developing youth organizations such as Campus Life, one-on-one mentoring Tucson's kids. Bill and Brad have consistently been the major sponsors for most of the fundraising tournaments that we did and other charity events. Their support has had a lasting impact on thousands of youth over the last 40 years. They and the company they have built since their dad passed away is one of integrity and high standards of performance. They become community leaders who are not afraid to give opportunities for those who wish to learn a new trade and might come from difficult backgrounds and need a chance to learn skills in the construction industry. They continue to reach out to the community both financially and personally. They come from a family of integrity and generosity who raised them to be solid citizens, men of faith, loving husbands and fathers who care about others and care about making a lasting difference in the Tucson community.
I would say to understand Bill and Brad, you have to know the beginning. And that starts with mom and dad, Bobby and Bill Lloyd. And I got to tell you, boy, did they do a number on those boys. Bobby was raised in Michigan and Bill was raised in Illinois. So when they started their family, they did what some people would think is unthinkable, which is they instilled Midwestern values into those boys. And if that wasn't enough, they instilled a work ethic in them. So if I were to bring it back to Bill and Brad, I would say there's 3 words that I would use to describe them. Unique and unorthodox. These guys are far from cookie cutter type people. They are out of the box thinkers. They're out of the box problem solvers. And they are very creative in their approach to everything they do. So those are 2 of the words. Probably the most important one I would say is authentic. They're very real. They are doing the right thing for the right reasons all the time, both professionally and personally. There's very few main streets you can drive down in Tucson without seeing some kind of a Lloyd construction project somewhere, be it the U of A, Pima County, City of Tucson. They've done medical buildings, they've done schools, they've done industrial, pretty much anything commercial they've built. They were involved with providing labor and material on a heavily discounted basis for Ronald McDonald House, for Habitat for Humanity, and for Brandy Fenton Park. Bill was a member of Centurions, which is a nonprofit fundraising group here in town that gives to local charities, and he and I were in that group together. And Bill is currently on the Centurion Foundation board. Brad was involved industry-wide for an association called the Arizona Builders Alliance. He was the Southern Arizona Division president for a year, and then he was elevated up to the state chapter, the state president for the ABA. How long have I known Bill and Brad? I would say 15 to 20 years. I worked for a company called Lovett & Touche, and we provided surety credit for the Lloyd Construction Company. And the cool thing for me is, even though we worked, professionally at the start, that relationship evolved into a personal one. And even though I'm retired today, we remain friends and stay in contact with each other.
Bill and Brad Lloyd are the president and vice president of Lloyd Construction Company, and they are advocates for Southern Arizona and the Tucson, Pima County community. Anytime there's a need in our community, if it's for nonprofits and helping nonprofits renovate so that they can provide more services to the community, the Lloyd Construction and Bill and Brad Lloyd are on top of that to make sure that the community is served very well. When Bill volunteered Brad to be active in the Arizona Builders Alliance, it was one of those things that Brad's like, no, I don't like speaking in front of people and none of that. And he turned out to be one of our best chairmen for Southern Arizona ever. He's the face of the franchise is what I call him at the time, as Brad was always there everywhere. Anytime he needed somebody to stand up and advocate, he was there. Arizona Builders Alliance is a commercial construction trade association, and every year we have a volunteer day. And Brad and Bill were always supportive of everything we did. If we needed somebody to write a check, they'd write a check. If we needed someone to come down and put some carpentry together, they'd do it. If they needed somebody to put a roof together, they'd do it. When you see Bill and Brad, they love the community and they do everything they can for it. When you talk about legacies, if you ask Bill and Brad what their legacy is, it's their father's. They're continuing his legacy of leadership in Southern Arizona. There's so much that Bill and Brad have done. One thing that they've partnered with the Arizona Builders Alliance is to create the Bill Lloyd Senior Scholarship that sends money to engineers that are at the University of Arizona, because that's where their dad went. And they have believed in the University of Arizona and supporting it. The funds are donated and go directly into the students so that they can focus on their careers in construction. That many of you know Bill and Brad probably better than I do. I feel like they're my little brothers. I think they have great hearts and they love this community and they just want to do what's right at all times. And they're good men. I cherish their friendship, and I'd actually say I cherish their brotherhood. Bill and Brad, congratulations on the Distinguished Citizen Award. It's quite an honor, and you're well deserved. And what's really outstanding about this is that you are humble men, and you're accepting this award on behalf of raising money for the Catalina Council. And again, I appreciate how well you really are what that award says you are. You're distinguished citizens in this community. Again, congratulations, and you brothers you're my brothers in my opinion, and this award is outstanding. I'm very proud of you as my little brothers. Thank you.
Bill and Brad, congratulations on receiving the Distinguished Citizen Award. I'm very proud of you.
Bill, Brad, thanks for giving me the honor to speak on your behalf today. You guys, in my estimation, are unsung heroes. You've done a lot for the community that people don't know about, and this award is well deserved. I know the industry you're working in you love, and you love the community you live in, and you're giving back constantly without the recognition. So this award is well deserved, and congratulations.
On behalf of the Boy Scouts of America, it's our honor and privilege to present Bill and Brad Lloyd with the Distinguished Citizen Award. I will now have the Lloyds say a few words.
Hello, my name is Brad Lloyd. This is my brother Bill Lloyd, and we're very grateful to be here today. The Boy Scouts of America is an extremely important member of our community, and we are very honored and thankful to be even thought of in this fashion. When we actually first found out about this, I thought maybe they need to have a recount, but I guess it worked out in the end. On behalf of the Lloyd family and in its entirety, we thank you very much for this opportunity.
You know, one of the things, the reasons we're here is our community. We live in the greatest community in the world. We're so thankful for it. We've stayed here. This is where we work, Southern Arizona. It's the clients and it's our partners that believe in us and put the faith in us just to work together and allow us to build their facilities to better their livelihood. It's our subcontractors. We get to work with the best subcontractors in all of Arizona. They make our job easy. And then it's our people, period. They're the highest qualified, they believe in quality, and it's their ethics and their morality, and it has a lot to do with our hiring process. Even though they're A-type personalities, they have the same ethics and that driven quality. It's just incredible.
Yeah, I like to think of it in the line of the Boy Scouts. The importance of learning skills and the skills that are taught by the Boy Scouts is character building, being self-starters, being put forth and finish what you start, having good morals. These are attributes we want out of all of our members of society. So this is something that is a very important, and has been for many, many years, an important process and an important growth tool for our youth. Keeping that in mind, with the onset of COVID-19, we need to make sure that all of us are giving to the best that we can to help support the Boy Scouts. And I would suggest you go online and look them up on the internet and give to the best of your ability. It is very important.
And it's huge that Humberto Lopez has made a $25,000 match. This is huge. I mean, what a great gift to our community, and we applaud them for it. And we need to continue to give. This is the way they've had social interaction through this entire mess, debacle, challenge that we've had. And with that, we just really want to thank everyone for this opportunity, for this honor. The people that have gone before, that we've sat and we've watched, and just I want to say the heroes, makers of the city of Tucson. We're really honored to be in this realm. So thank you so much, and we really appreciate it.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Brad. Our final honoree is Humberto Lopez, Board Chair of HSL Properties and our recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award. For the past 40 years, Humberto Lopez has built his business and generously given back to the Tucson community. Though never a scout, his support of numerous nonprofits in our community exemplifies the Scout slogan of doing a good turn daily. His support of this event through the trials of COVID have been above and beyond. He has challenged us all to do our good turn with his generous $25,000 matching grant for this event. Please turn your attention to the video prepared in Humberto's honor.
As a native Tucsonan, everybody knows of Humberto Lopez. I know him as philanthropist and life changer. In 2017, Humberto came to Gospel Rescue Mission along with 9 different organizations and said, hey, I'm thinking about buying this old hotel and turning it into a one-stop center to serve the homeless. We toured the property, which is the old Holodome Hotel out on Palo Verde, and I just knew. The minute that we stepped out of the car, I just knew that this is what we were supposed to do. So soon after that, if anybody knows Humberto style, he doesn't wait well. So literally, it was before a month later, he called back and he goes, okay, I bought the hotel and this is what we want to do. If you're familiar with the old Holodome Hotel, it has beautiful bones, but it needed a little love. So we raised $4.5 million to do the renovations, and we began the work. We converted a 10,000 square foot ballroom into 150 shelter beds for men. In addition to, there's 51 suites on the hotel, and so altogether we have 350 shelter beds on the property. And we opened in June in 2019. The second day that we were open, we had 250 people checked in. So it was like drinking water from a fire hose. Since that time, Humberto has invested over $20 million to provide 4 brand new buildings on the campus to expand the service and beautify the campus. I can't think of anybody more deserving of a lifetime award than Humberto Lopez. He is a community member, he is a successful businessman, and loves this community more than anybody I've probably ever spent time with. So to say that he is deserving is an understatement. So he's very well deserved of this award, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it.
You know, Bert Lopez was originally a CPA. I think he came out of University of Arizona. I think he went to LA to work. Then he and Serena moved back here, and Bert got in the real estate business. Today, he's got one of the most successful real estate companies in the United States of America. I met Bert probably 30 years ago. I remember first time seeing him, he and I were bragging on each other's coats at an event for the Southern Arizona Home Builders. I think I really became close to Bert probably 15, 20 years ago when we started doing fundraising together. I've never gone to Bert Lopez and asked him for something for this community that Bert didn't say, you can count on me, Jim. It was just amazing. We've just had a connection, Bert and I have, and mainly a connection to this community. Lifetime Achievement Award means not only have you been terribly successful as a dad, as a husband, as a business person. I mean, Bert has built hotels, he's taken unbelievable risk, and he's done it very professionally, and he's been extremely successful. And what I like best about Bert is he gives so much back. What I'm most proud of Bert of is probably the center he built for the homeless down on Alvernon. You know, he did all that, gave it all to help people that are homeless, to help people who are struggling with drug or alcohol. It's kind of a one-stop shop. When I was there, it just blew me away. And then just today, I read in the paper where Bert endowed 2 chairs at the University of Arizona, one in accounting, because he got an accounting degree there. And what a great way to give back to your university. And then the medical school, he did one for the Sarver Heart Center. He and his wife have been extremely generous to Catholic education, to San Miguel, to South Point, to public education. Bert's not careful. Learn how to say no. He didn't say no. Bert's legacy, though, is going to be his family and how much he's given back and how much he's given back of his time. He runs circles around me. So there's no one more deserving from this award than my great friend, Bert Lopez.
I've known Bert for a couple of decades now, and I've just been so impressed with him over the years because he's first of all, he's just a really friendly guy. He'd love to sit down and have a conversation. But when I sit down and have dinner with him, I mean, we can spend hours discussing everything from local to world problems. And very opinionated, very knowledgeable. But, you know, he's a tough businessman, but he's got a heart of gold. He's always looking out at others to make sure that there is some equity. You know, I call Bert a rainmaker. When he sees problems, he gets people together and solves problems. I can think of many, many projects that I've seen him involved in over the years. Probably the biggest one now, which really has taken on national prominence, is dealing with the homeless. in our community. This Center of Opportunity that he's done with the Gospel Rescue Mission, where he took over a hotel and vacant land, bought it himself, bought in personnel to staff it, and have now created kind of a city that houses homeless people, but with dignity, with respect, and allows them to have a second chance at life, to get a job, to get medical care. And he's brought in all of the support agencies that are necessary in one place, so it's one-stop shopping, and you don't have to go across town to get answers from one of the state or federal government offices. And that's been so successful that we've had other cities asking, how did you do that? So in fact, I had him on a Zoom call with mayors of other cities not too long ago because they thought it was phenomenal. But you need a Bert Lopez to do something like that, somebody who has the wherewithal, has the means. And the thing that's great about Bert, he never forgot where he came from. He's always returning to the community time after time. But like I said, most of the time people don't even realize how much he does in the community, but he does it quietly, anonymously, and often people don't even know that he has touched them.
Congratulations, Humberto. You are so well deserving of this award. It's a privilege to be a part of it. I am blessed every day for knowing you.
Bert, I just want to tell you how proud our whole community is for what you've accomplished in your lifetime. Not only as a business person, but your family. I know what it means to you, and I know what you've done to this community. So congratulations to my great friend, Bert Lopez, for receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Boy Scouts of America. Congratulations, Bert.
Bert, it's a pleasure to call you a friend. I am so proud of all you do in the community day after day, and usually anonymously. We're all fortunate to know you, be with you, and work with you. Un abrazo fuerte para usted.
On behalf of the Boy Scouts of America, it is now our honor and privilege to present Humberto with the Lifetime Achievement Award. Let's turn it over to Humberto to say a few words.
Well, I don't know what to say. It was quite a surprise, and I'm very, very much honored by receiving the Achievement Award this year, following Jim Click, a very good friend of mine, and Buck O'Reilly, and others that have preceded me. So I'm very thrilled and very honored. I don't know what I've done to deserve it, other than that I got old, and I guess that's when you start receiving all these awards. But what I do in this community is it gives me a lot of pleasure. I love it. I love the community. I love its people. I'm trying to make it better, and hopefully when I leave, it'll be a better place to live. So, and also trying to set an example for those Boy Scouts and other young adults, and set an example as to what they can do once they succeed in life. You have to give of your time, and give of your resources if you have the means. So thank you very much for this very prestigious award, which I will treasure for a lifetime.
Thank you, Humberto. Let's give all our honorees another round of applause. I've enjoyed the opportunity to be your guide today. Thank you all for joining us for our virtual celebration. I'd like to now introduce Jeff Hotchkiss, the Catalina Council Scout Executive, for a few remarks in closing.
Thank you, Al. You're a super scouter and a great tour guide and host. And thank you to our terrific honorees, Jack Clements, Bill and Brad Lloyd, and Humberto Lopez, who agreed to be honored and stuck with us in what turned out to be a 2-year commitment. They truly represent the best of our community. Thank you to our 2 event committee chairs, Christy Lee and Paige Draper, and our super Good Scout committee. They kept us on track and helped us make some hard decisions as we navigated through this COVID pandemic. Thank you to all of you and the outstanding sponsors listed on the screen. Your support of these honorees and the financial resources you provide to local scouting are vital. Your support will help us bring scouting to more families, train new volunteer leaders, provide camperships so all scouts can experience camping at our Double V Scout Ranch and at Camp Lawton atop Mount Lemmon. And a special thanks to Humberto Lopez with his $25,000 match challenge. Humberto, that's a challenge we met. You know, when boys and now girls join our scout troops at 10 or 11 years old, we want them to earn the first class badge within their first year of scouting. What does a first class scout have to accomplish? They need to have 10 separate scouting outings, most of which are overnight campouts. They need to learn how to use a knife and an axe and be able to start a fire. They need to have developed and followed a fitness plan and know how to swim. They need to know how to plan and cook a meal outdoors, how to use a map and compass and a GPS system, know their basic first aid and what to do in an emergency, and know their basic knots and lashings. They have to have met with an individual in the community and understand the rights and responsibilities of being a citizen in this country. They need to have participated in at least 6 hours of community service and have memorized and internalized the Scout Oath and Law, as well as our motto, do your best, and our slogan, do a good turn daily. Accomplishing these things makes a 12-year-old more confident and resilient as they get ready to navigate adolescence. I think all kids would benefit from the scouting experience. Can you imagine a world where all first-time employees, all civic leaders, all educators, all religious leaders were first-class scouts? That's a vision, with your continued help, we can attain here in Southern Arizona. And with that, I wish you a great rest of the day. I hope to see all of you live next year for our Good Scout Luncheon.
The Good Scout Award is given annually to honor Tucson community leaders who have demonstrated the best in scouting ideals, leadership, and service in their field of work and to our community. This event supports our local Catalina Council in their efforts to build the next generation of leadership. All dollars raised stay in our community supporting our scouts. If you have not already made your donation, please visit our website, www.goodscoutawards.org. Thank you.